Welcome to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasting to Health and Wellness Conversation. How are you today? This is Wellness Nurse Gwen. I have my first guest on the show, Miss Sheena. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, Nurse Gwen. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I'm well. So thank you for being our first guest. And as you know, this month is Spiritual Wellness Month. So I just wanted to see, what do you do to practice spiritual wellness?
Thank you, Gwen, for asking that question. First of all, I always give thanks to the Creator because without the Creator, we are nothing. I always give high praise to Him. Secondly, the one thing that I do is I practice meditation and yoga. And then I also am a vegan. I've been vegan for 13 years. And so that has helped me for the past 13 years with my health and wellness, being able to be more energetic, being able to manage my weight, being able to just have more clarity in everything that I do. Couple things that I do during the day when I first get up is meditation, to be able to get myself focused for the day and to be able to shift the energies, as you say, to have that balance in my life. And so that helps me a lot. And then being able to start off with a great breakfast, usually is oatmeal, that I will do a cup of oatmeal. I also do my fitness routine for 1 hour. And then I go into my, my regular day. But the other thing that I do is I use health and wellness products, Recharge and Rebalance, which help keeps my energy levels up. It's a probiotic that cleanses the gut and also removes toxins from our body. Because a lot of times people think, well, if you're vegan, you don't have to worry about toxins, but we forget about the environment. And so that's one thing that I really focus on, is removing those toxins out of my body that I'm getting from the environment. And then also things that you may get from being around other people, especially if you're traveling a lot, on the planes, on the trains, buses and so forth.
Thank you. So I do know environment is very important, not just in the things that we consume or ingest as far as toxins are concerned, but spiritually, our environment has to be clean as well. And I know meditation is something that I do as well. And just having a clear head, an open heart, and an open mind to be able to receive some of the blessings that God has for us, or even being able to recognize those. I know I had a conversation earlier today, and sometimes you have to pay attention to other people's environments specifically. So you always want to give honor to God in everything that you do. So I wanted to know, do you ever find yourself paying attention to other people's environments as it relates to spiritual wellness to keep your environment clean?
Oh, absolutely. Because the one thing that, I do personal development every day. And the one thing that we talk about is knowing who's in your circle and who's a part of your community. And so one of the exercises that we do on a continual basis is to see, well, who were the last 5 people that you communicated with? By just looking simply in our phones, looking at our text messages, looking at our email communications, and thinking about on a daily basis, who are you meeting with? Because at the end of the day, it's going to result in how you are impacted in your life. If you are hanging around with people that are at your level or above, then that propels you forward. But if you're hanging with people who are not at your level, and it's not to say you shouldn't have a conversation with them, but you got to be mindful of the amount of time spent, because those energy levels can shift, which can actually pull you back as opposed to pushing you forward. And so you have to be very mindful of that. I'm very energetic. I love positive energy. And so what I find, if I'm around someone who is not exhibiting those type of positive behaviors, I have to reassess, okay, why am I here? What is the meaning? What do I need to get from this? Is there something that I need to teach this person and move on? Or is it that it was just a bad connection? I need to kind of find a way to disconnect without, being, hurtful towards the person. You know, you want to do it in a positive way, but you have to make sure that you're not giving that person all of your time and your energy. You know, it's like handle the task at hand and keep it moving. And so I always tell people that a lot of times that you have folks in your life for a reason or for a season. And some people are here just for a season. You got to know how to let go.
Absolutely. You're very correct in saying that. I do know that in spiritual wellness in your environment, you know, you must keep it clean. If God is telling you to stay clear, or as you said, this is your assignment and then go, then you have to be obedient and follow him. Also, I know that you are a travel agent. So could you tell us how traveling can aid one in their spiritual wellness?
Absolutely. With travel, I always tell people it's adult recess because you have the opportunity to where you can break away from your everyday environment. It gives you a time where you are by yourself. If you're not traveling, you know, with family and friends. And if you are, you still need to have that getaway time to yourself just to be able to refresh yourself, reflect, and kind of reset. It's like with a computer, you know how we have to restart or reboot it? Well, we have to do that to ourselves as well. So taking that vacation and being able to travel is definitely a benefit for your mind, body, soul, and spirit. For me, I'm actually getting ready in 2 weeks now for a cabin retreat with my community that's with personal development. And so we're going there to do personal development. I'm excited about that because we'll be together for 4 days, really taking the time to look at ourselves. And that's what personal development is about. And so through that, we'll be able to do some activities during that time together, but we'll also have moments where we're by ourselves. So we'll get to meditate and really reflect on ourselves and see how do we need to cleanse ourselves to get ready for the rest of the year. You know, I highly encourage anybody to at least take 2 vacations a year, even if it's something that's just local, just to be able to break away from the everyday hustle and bustle to kind of refresh yourself. Your families need it. Couples definitely need it.
Yes.
You know, it's how you keep that relationship strong. It's how you keep yourself healthy and wealthy as well as others.
Yes.
And it also helps you to not be stressed out all the time. If you just work, and you come home and you're dealing with the kids and you're dealing with family, or you're dealing with maybe a family member that's ill and you're not getting that time, that rest break, eventually you're going to pass out. So we got to care for ourselves before we can care for others.
You're absolutely right. Caring for everyone else and not taking care of yourself most definitely is a spiritual wellness thing. You have to be well to care for others. I most definitely know this as a nurse. So
Yes.
it is very important. And then with traveling, I just feel like, you know, even in the town that I live in, I haven't seen everything, you know, and God created this vast green earth for us to explore and for us to see. I mean, there's different creations in different parts of the world, things that are native here that are not native in Africa or not native in China, you know, so I most definitely want to continue my exploration of the earth to see everything that God has created, as well as, you know, even in local travel. If I do a staycation or someone does a staycation, I always tell people to try to check out like your local parks, because you might be surprised of, number one, some of the history, and as you're walking, you can meditate and reminisce with God too. You know, I think that's being one with nature and being one with God. So travel in any way, shape, or form, whether it's home or abroad, is an excellent thing, and most definitely personal development. So I just want to say thank everyone for joining in to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasting. We are on Twitter, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook. So could you please like our link on Facebook? And if God leads you to, please donate, because we are a nonprofit organization, and we love to bring to you health and wellness conversation and other topics. We also love to have guests on like Ms. Sheena. So please, on our Facebook page, please let us know if you would like to be a guest because we would love to have you. Okay, back to you, Miss Sheena. So, in your becoming a vegan, and you said you've been a vegan for 13 years, right?
Yes,
13.
yes.
So, have you found that becoming a vegan um, has made you feel more whole, more centered, and more well?
Absolutely. Being vegan is a transformation in itself. It's a journey. For me, it's actually started over 24 years ago with just cutting out beef and pork from my diet.
Okay.
And so through that, I learned that those products, it just didn't work well with my system. And so after going through different researching and trying to find out, okay, well, what works best for me, I found to cut out the rest of the animal products. So the chicken, the turkey, the seafood, eggs, dairy, and cheeses, which I used to love cheese, but I cut it out. And so that was one of the struggles, because I tell people all the time, it's not easy just to go cold turkey and stop eating everything. So I did it in steps. And
Okay.
so with the beef and turkey, I stopped eating that back in 1995. And then in 2005 is when I transitioned to stop eating all of the other products. And that's when I went into an intense research to find out, okay, now that I'm not eating these items, what can I eat? So that way I can continue to be healthy, to be able to live. Because the first thing people ask, well, what do you eat? Rabbit food? It's like, no, I eat regular food, just with substitutions. And
Uh-huh.
so the one thing that I did, I went to Delaware University. They had a seminar to actually teach you about veganism. And so I went to that seminar in November of 2005. And it
Mhm.
was awesome because they actually had different products that you could taste to see, okay, this is what you can eat as a vegan. So it was different tofu products that were there, different types of vegetables. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is cool. And I always love vegetables anyway, so it wasn't really hard for me with the vegetables, but it was like, okay, what do I do with tofu? How do I prepare it? How do I make it taste good? Because for me, as a child, I've always been the kind of person where if it looks good, smell good, I'll eat it.
Uh-huh.
If it doesn't look good, doesn't smell good, I don't want it. And so
Oh.
that's how I was as an eater. I always ate by taste and by sight. And so it has to look delicious to me for me to say, okay, I'm going to try it. And so for me to go vegan was definitely a big transition, not only for myself, but also for my family, because at the time, my sons, they were, teenagers. So
Okay.
they're like, okay, mom, what you gonna do? So I didn't like shut down the entire household. I just went vegan for myself, but I still continue to have the meat products in the house for the family.
So
So I
let
didn't
me,
cut them off.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So let me ask you this. Are your children, your husband, are they eating vegan as well, or is it just you?
No, it's just me. I'm the only vegan
Okay.
for the family. My sons, they will eat the vegan products, but they still consume meat.
Okay. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Well,
But,
that's not bad because eventually I'm pretty sure, you'll win them over to the vegan side after a while. And I understand young men, I have two sons as well, and they are very hearty eaters. So
mhm, mhm,
I understand that. The other thing with being vegan, I noticed, not only does it give you more energy, but healthier skin.
mhm.
And then, because the Bible doesn't tell us to actually really eat meat.
Right.
It does, you know, basically say eat from the earth.
Yes.
It doesn't say, swine, cow, anything like that. But we were to take from those animals for our need, but not exactly for nutrition, my understanding. So, but that's a very good thing. But one thing I do want to tie in is my scripture for the spiritual wellness is endurance. So again, Philippians 4:13, just you being vegan and doing spiritual wellness and your motivation and practicing yoga, you need the strength of God to do all of these things. I know I most definitely need the strength of God to do all of these things because it's easy for us to start something
Mhm.
and then easily more so for us to get swayed away. But God has our back and he supports and endures with us through our processes as we getting to know him and becoming better in him so that others can be blessed and receive his glory. So I just appreciate the fact that you are vegan, number one. Number two, that you do practice, yoga and meditation and the travel agent, because those are the three big factors in spiritual wellness. I know some people think that spiritual wellness is, I have to pray every day, but it's not exactly that. It's just basically having a really good core and a firm foundation. And most definitely, God has given us all the avenues to have a foundation. And it's, not just, even though prayer is very important, but it's not just prayer. Have you ever offered to help anyone meditate, practice yoga, or become a vegan to help improve their life?
Absolutely. I have people that ask me all the time, well, send me recipes for what you do or what products do I buy. So I'm always sharing information about what you can eat, like the products that I've tried that I like, that were very tasteful for me. And then just recipes on just everyday, ordinary items that you eat, such as your mac and cheese. Well, use diet cheese instead of, regular cheese to make your macaroni and cheese, and using the almond milk and the smart balanced butter. Those are the things that I use to make mac and cheese, and you bake it the same way. You just use the substitutions. And so it's not as complex as people may think that it is. It really is not. It's just a matter of knowing how to go out, get the vegan products. And I shop at Whole Foods.
Okay.
Because I just love Whole Foods.
Okay.
I get organic products from there. I also go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is really good. When I was living in California, I had the opportunity to shop at Lassen's. They don't have that here on the East Coast, but Lassen's, Sprouts was another grocery chain that was able to shop from. They had organic foods, very healthy. Just being able to get your dark green vegetables is the other thing that I really promote to people when you're doing veganism, because you want to make sure that you're getting those vitamins, those minerals. For us women, we have to get our B12s. So we have to make sure that we're drinking, our almond milk or our coconut milk or cashew milk, flaxseed milk, or at least getting the B12 supplements, from the health store to make sure we have that. Having a probiotic, again, to remove those toxins from your body, so that way you cleansing your gut, so that way it's just not sitting there. Being able to make sure that you're getting your 3 meals a day, balanced meals, starting off with that breakfast and not skipping it. If we're going to drink coffee, make sure it's healthy coffee that we're drinking. Things of that nature, getting those teas. The one thing that I promote is ginger, having fresh ginger in the refrigerator, keeping it at home. Also having your herbs like your mints, your basils, your oreganos, cooking with those products, and even lemongrass actually enhances the flavor of your foods, and it'll also give you the vitamins and minerals and stuff that you need for your body. And it helps, those antioxidants to keep those colds away. That a lot of times people don't think, a lot of times people say, I'm always getting sick. Well, what is your diet? It's the first thing I would ask the person, what are you eating? What are you putting in your body?
Absolutely. Diet is in all things.
Yeah.
Very key. One thing that I do is black seed oil. I have a cat full every day. And since I've been taking it, it most definitely makes changes. And it's proven throughout history, the effects of black seed oil. So I do that in the aloe vera, the natural 100% aloe vera juice every day. Again, I just want to tell the listeners and the viewers, thank you for tuning in to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasting. This is a nonprofit broadcast, so we would like to see you, or if you can join us on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. If you can like us and share our message, we would really appreciate it. And if God leads you to do so, please click and donate, as we are a nonprofit and we love and enjoy bringing you conversations like this, having you on as guests, and the other conversations that we have on WYTV7. So thank you for joining in with us. So Sheena, what would be your ultimate spiritual wellness item that you would want to share with everyone?
I would say, the one thing that has helped me in life is making sure that I stay balanced. And that's one, starting off with prayer during the day, just thanking God for allowing me to have another day to, make a change, make a difference. The other thing is being a servant leader, being able to be a giver, to others, being able to give a gift. And a gift could be whether you're sharing information, just giving a smile, saying hello, or just telling someone to have a phenomenal day, as I say, or a phenomenal experience.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that I do as spiritual wellness to be able to impart on others. The other thing is just reminding people about self-care, being able to take care of their bodies, their mind, their body, their souls. That's what helps them to be able to move forward in life and to be able to live a longer and healthier life. A lot of times people say, well, there's, it's hereditary disease in my family. I say, oh, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? How about we be proactive and do different things with our bodies, our temples, so that we can prevent that? I mean, in my family, there's high blood pressure, high cholesterol, there's hypertension that runs in the family, but I don't have those things. Why? Because I'm making sure I'm doing things to prevent it. So we do that preventive maintenance, like how we're supposed to do on our vehicles and on our homes. We got to do that to ourselves as well, our body. And that's the one thing we forget. We're constantly always doing maintenance on everything else but ourselves. So it's like, start with yourself so that way you'll be able to, be able to stay here and be able to do the things that you truly enjoy. And then also what you're doing, in your life, career-wise, business-wise. Are you doing things that really, make you feel passionate about what you're doing? Because that's another thing that is a part of your spiritual wellness. If you're doing something that's very stressful to your mind, body, and spirit, well, that's not helping you. And I don't care how many vegetables and stuff that you eat per day. Stress is the number one killer, that hurts us as human beings. And so we have to be mindful of everything that we're doing, our activities that we're involved in, work that we're doing, business decisions that we're making, our finances. Are we being good stewards about that? And if we don't know what to do, are we getting those coaches to be able to help us in those journeys, making that investment?
Absolutely. So the thing, I just want to piggyback off of you saying that you can eat all the vegetables in the world. So I worked with a physician, and he was an excellent physician and surgeon, was very athletic, vegan lifestyle, but he passed from a heart attack because of stress. So that was, just one day, that was it. So, but I'm pretty sure if he had you as a travel agent, maybe he could have possibly avoided some of that stress. So can you tell us about your travel agency?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for asking, Gwen. Yeah, my company is called Carish Travel. And what we do, we help our clients to be able to travel at wholesale prices versus retail, which is something that always excites me because I love helping people to save money on their travel, because I know that's the one thing that we're trying to do, especially in 2018.
Yeah.
Things are going up in price, the gas prices, the housing prices, mortgages, rents, things of that nature. Well, if you can save on travel and be able to go, it's a blessing. So many times when I talk to people, I'll ask them, when was the last time you went on a vacation, or where are you planning to go on vacation? They say, oh, it's been years since they've been on vacation, or I'm not planning any vacation because it's too expensive, because they don't know how to be able to travel for pennies on the dollar. And so that's the one thing that we do at Carish Travel. We show people how to be able to travel for a gracious amount. Of course, you're not going to go anywhere for $1, but, you'll be able to go somewhere for a reasonable price and be able to have fun. One of the trips that we have coming up is at Cancun, Mexico. So we're going there in June, from June 21st to the 24th. And a phenomenal thing about it is that I was able to have the opportunity to share my VIP rate with other people. So we have rooms that were starting off at $350. So I'm like, who can beat that, for an all-inclusive resort at the Riviera Maya, at the Barcelos? I'm like, hey, so I've been posting that online on Facebook and on Instagram, just letting people know, like, hey, I'm able to share my discount with you. Come join us. Come have some fun, just to be able to get away. June is a great time to travel because kids are out of school. You can celebrate those graduations. You have Father's Day that's in June as well, so you can celebrate the fathers. They say, oh, we'll never get celebrated. It's always about the moms. Well, celebrate the fathers. Take them to Cancun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might have to, after the show, talk to you about that because my son graduates college. So
there you go.
Yeah, so that's not a bad. So how can people get in contact with you for your travel agency or that trip, actually?
Absolutely. So I have all means of contact. They can reach me on Facebook, which I'm on Facebook as Rasheena Kara. That's RASHEENA, and then KARA. My business page on Facebook is Kara's Travel. That's KARAS, in the word travel, TRAVEL. Also on Instagram as Rasheena Kara as well, and Kara's Travel. So I'm on Instagram. My direct phone number, if someone needs to call me, is 302-722-1576. It's 302-722-1576. And they can always send an email communication. I respond to all email as well. It's karasglobaltravel@gmail.com. And so they can send in a request. Just let me know what they're looking for. Again, I work with everyone. I try to find, trips within people's budgets and, help them to have a great time. We have member trips that our company goes on, which we call them fam trips. So it's a lot of fun because you get to go around to the different properties to take pictures and experience how would these staying there. And then we get that to share with our clients. So it's always fun doing that. Another trip that we're doing is out to Cozumel, and it's actually with a group of women. We're writing a book called Powerful Women Initiative, and it's an anthropology book. So we're doing a 6-day cruise for that, which will be with Carnival. Okay. And so we were able to use our agency rate for that trip. So it's all different kind of things that you can do. You can do reunions, graduations, birthday parties, you name it, we can find a way to do it.
So, I can see. So that could bring a person to meditation in a different place.
Yes, absolutely.
Because travel is a part of spiritual wellness, and that would most definitely go on to the islands or wherever. You most definitely could find a place to meditate and relate and think about the things that God have created, much less you're looking right at them. I mean, to be able to see waters of different colors, to see the vegetation, and most definitely to meet our Christian brothers and sisters in these locations. So travel is a great avenue that leads to meditation. I think is excellent that you can provide that service to people, and most definitely at an affordable cost. So I want to thank you, Ms. Sheena, for coming on this evening. I want to thank you for telling us about your vegan lifestyle and how you're still vegan, even though your family, your household is not completely vegan. And also sharing with us your energy, your spirit, and your travel agency, because all of those things are excellent and most definitely attributes that you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you have obtained spiritual wellness. So I want to thank you for coming to WYTV7 Christian Broadcasting Health and Wellness Conversation. So live and be well.